Strange Black Beats.
Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. Nah, I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. They talking, you listen, that's family. They don't tell your business, that's family. They calling your phone, coming looking for you. They say that you missing, that's family. They don't need permission, that's family. When you hurt, they can feel it, that's family. Let them come while you're cheering, that's family. Let them come when you living, that's family. Family all around me. Hey, family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family all around me. he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, we all family. Hey, ain't nobody fighting around here, ain't nobody shooting around here. Everybody that's around here family. All love, no hate, be clear. No shade, all love, be real. You love me, you should know how it feel. Tired of all these badass kids, tired of paying all these bills. Family going through the same thing, so they know exactly how you feel. They supply a shoulder I can cry, I provide a place where they can heal. Leave my money out, they don't steal. Let them have it if it's for a bill. Soldier for me when they in the field. Only way I live, family all around me. Hey, family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, we all family all around me. Hey, family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, we all family. We might ain't have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gon' pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.
Shalom, 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 and blessings to the family. Giving our praise to the most excellent Yahweh and faith in his son Yahshua HaMashiach. To the Israelite family worldwide, we say peace and blessings. Big salute to the CUC family, the FOPE family, and the beloved elders at the Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology. And also, shalom to the brothers and sisters in the chat. As you see the title, family, the hidden leap year. The hidden leap year. Elder Yashiyah gonna bring forth another awesome teaching for y'all. Y'all know it's gonna be edification and something we never heard before. Elder Barrel Walking, Elder Yashiyah, big salute. Shalom to the elders.
Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom to anybody that's still on a different time zone, still keeping the Shabbat. Shabbat shalom in the chat, the sister Sherelle, Dion Harris, Tracy Baya, Shabbat shalom to the chosen, uncommon folk, and Brother Pedro, and everybody else whoever I may have missed. Definitely a blessing to be here on another weekend, getting through our ending our Shabbat and our classes today. Has been really a blessing to see the DAF gather together. And yes, this leap year teaching is a great teaching. I pray that people cross-examine it and ask questions so we can understand this leap year and how does that work. And all praise to Yahweh. And thank K. Judah again for allowing us for another week on his platform. All praises. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Tawadah. Abaya Yahweh. Well, it's still the Sabbath where I'm at. So, Shabbat Shalom to FOPE, Civil War, Uncommon Woman, The Chosen, Elisheba. Let me see. I'm trying to see everybody. Brother Pedro, Dion Harrison, Tracy Batya, Sagala, Sheriel. I hope I said that right. And I think okay, Uncommon Woman. And K. Judah and Barrel Walk. That's another issue. We'll deal with that later. Shabbat Shalom, Yahweh Shabi. I see you in the chat, sister. So how's everybody doing?
Doing excellent, excellent.
We've been together all day. So now people ask about these timeline teachings. You know, where does that get? And so we was doing a lab today, 3:30 over on the other platform, and I had asked a series of questions dealing with what was the house of David and the house of Saul that was warring in 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. And some people was typing some numbers in the chat, and one person veered and it was because of the timeline that it was understood. It was Sagala, because somebody had said that the warring that was going on between the house of David and the house of Saul was when the kingdom of was the kingdom of Israel versus the king of Judah, or the southern kingdom versus the northern kingdom, and that would have been fine, except that hadn't happened yet, according to the timeline. What had happened was it was talking about the specific tribes that had a situation going on where they was basically vying for kingship. And so Sagala pointed out that it was the timeline, and that hadn't happened for a while after, because David had just basically took power in the Samuel verses. So it keeps out a lot of confusion and a lot of rhetoric, and this calendar thing is a big thing in our community in Hebrew, amongst the Hebrews. So we got to get a better understanding about that it's different calendars and what calendars is used for what are these calendars saying. So we're going to start off once K. Judah and them get ready in Enoch chapter 74, verses 9 through 12.
Yes, sir. You got to do your turn up, Israel.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want the chat getting mad at me because I'm too hyped. Turn up, Israel. You ready to dance?
There
you ready
go.
to dance?
Yes, sir. There we go.
Shalom.
Get it.
Wait, here we come. Get y'all calculators ready. It's gonna be a little math.
I got my calculator on deck. Let's get it.
All right, wait a minute. So I just seen something. It might be chapter 73 on this because they got two different versions. As I look now, I'm seeing there's already. Let's look and see. Man, they got all these different apps with these different. Okay, let me see verse 12. Man, the app I looked at it talk about the super abundant days. Okay. We're gonna have to just teach. We're gonna reckon with this. Let's try it. Come on. 9 down.
This is the book of Enoch, chapter 73, and verse 9. And it reads, and return in 7 days to the fort gate, from which the sun goes forth. Thus I beheld their stations, as according to the fixed order of the months. The sun rises and sets. At those times, there is an excess of 30 days belonging to the sun in 5 years.
That's what, hold on one second. That's what this translation says. You get other translations that say the years aspect is different. It says 3 years. Now meditate on this, because this is the essence of this teaching. Come on.
All the days belonging to each year of the 5 years, when completed, amount to 364 days. And to the sun and stars belong 6 days. 6 days in each of the 5 years. Thus, 30 days belong to them. So that the moon has 30 days less than the sun and stars. The
now
moon.
hold on. Try chapter 72 now, because it might be something else we might see. We're gonna try 72 and 75. This speaking about seemingly an additional 30 days being added. Again, if we was to read another version of it in the columns, it's going to tell you every 3 years. I thought that it might have been on this particular app, but they don't got it translated like this.
K. Judah might have the same Enoch you have out. So you have to go through this for every chapter. I
Right,
believe King Judah has the same Enoch that you have.
we're coming out of Enoch after this anyway, so it's just
All right.
the essence of it. They seen it that it's 30 days added coming from somewhere. What's in dispute is the number of years from this translation, and I know this. I'm gonna let the people decide it. We got some facts. Wow. Well, these people, they translate the Bible, everything they translate the way they want to.
Yes, sir.
Where you need me to go next?
Try 72, and then we're going to try 75. Just a quick purview, that's all. We don't put in the work. We got the numbers. No, it ain't going to be this one. 75. Go down a little bit. Let me see. Can you scroll up, Bill? Yeah, there you go. All right, so yeah, that's what it is. We got it. That's what it is. The translation just all the way different. So, for everybody that's got a regular Enoch, I forget the name of this person. Particularly the version in the pseudepigrapha, it speaks of what's called, and y'all might want to write this down, super abundant days. And these are the days that are added from the daylight hours and that are subtracted for the moon, the night hours. It's not really complicated, but it's in there, and it's in there for us to understand. So when we read Genesis 1, verse 14, we can go there. This is the Torah that we all proclaim allegiance to, so we got to meditate on what you're about to read. Verse 14. When Bear Watt scroll up.
This is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. And it reads, and Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven.
Who said that, K. Judah?
Elohim.
Not no more Ray, not no teacher. Elohim, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. We got this in the Dead Sea Scrolls too. Come on.
And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night.
There we go. That's what the super abundant day is speaking of. Come on.
And let them be for signs.
For signs.
And for seasons.
Seasons.
And for days. And years.
So he's saying use these things for what? What do y'all see right here when we're reading this? This is a calendar. He's telling us to utilize these things for a calendar system. All right. Now, because we got all our smart people, I don't think this is a real long teaching tonight, but still we need to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
We understand through these calendar teachings that y'all been over so far that it is, if we use the King James translation or what's called the Leningrad Codex to come up with a time frame for creation, it seems like we can trace through the scriptures 3,949 years or 3948, 3,948 years added up from the King James timeline before you get to what's called AD timeline. All right. So if that's the case, right, and that includes the 3,049 includes year 0. So we know that from tracing all of the dates of the births from Adam through his descendants all the way on up to the destruction of the temple, which man mandates and has proclaimed is 586 BC. That's almost a universal number. You may hear 585. You may. So we're going to say around 586. That's universally proclaimed as the destruction of the temple. We went back and did all the math. We've done it on this platform. We've done it a lot of times on the other platform, where the temple was actually destroyed by Nebuzaradan, the captain of the Babylonian host up under Nebuchadnezzar. That he destroyed the temple. He burned down all of the houses in the city approximately 3,363 years after creation. Y'all know that BC counts backwards.
Yep.
So that means for the continuation of what's called the BC timeline, it would be approximately 586 years left in the BC timeline before you get to what's called AD. Now, if anybody, y'all got y'all calculators, y'all know with these math teachers, we need calculators. What is 3,363, right? Plus 586. Y'all just put that in the chat.
$39.49.
Anybody agree? Good, TX, before you. Good. Hold on one second.
Yeah, we got some second witnesses. 39.49. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Shabbat Shalom to everybody coming in. We're just waiting on our
Sorry about
brother.
that, everybody. All right. So we got witnesses to 3,949, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So put those on the sleeve over there. So I'm finna show y'all this math now. All right. So now, the current year in AD, the current year we're under now is what? Would y'all agree that it's 2025 AD?
Absolutely.
Hey, Shalom, Sister Oracle. Sent y'all an email today. I hope you checked it out. Did you check yours out too?
Yep, I gave it to her.
Okay.
Absolutely.
No, I actually sent another email. I sent it out to
Oh,
all of them.
okay. Okay. If she didn't get her, I'll just forward the one you sent me.
All right.
I'm checking that out later.
So we got 2025, correct? We're in year
Absolutely.
2025 AD, right?
AD.
That means it's 2025 more years added to what we can confidently say without all of the science and stuff. We just saying scripture. We don't want to offend nobody that don't believe in the scriptures. We saying in the scriptural timeline of man on earth, we can now add 2025 plus 3,949. Tell me what y'all got. Watch how this go.
TXB for you say 5. 59.74. 59.74. Sherelle say 59.74. VJ say 59.74.
Okay, they all are correct. Now,
Okay.
that is accurate minus all the exotic packages that we have to add to the equation now, because we know from prior teachings, y'all all recall what we read in the book of the Division of Days, right? What's called Jubilees, that according to the account after the flood, a member of Shem's family was stricken from the genealogy record in Genesis, in the Torah, in Genesis chapter 11. We can go to Genesis chapter 11 real quick. Forgive me, Jubilees chapter 8 real quick. Because we gotta show, we gotta prove what we speaking and show where we getting all this stuff from. Did I say chapter 7 or chapter? I meant chapter 8. Wait till y'all see this. It's crazy. All right. So now, we right after the flood, and it's a lot of stuff happening. Look at verse 1 down.
The book of Jubilees, chapter 8 and verse 1. And it reads, in the 29th Jubilee, in the first week, in the beginning thereof, a foxhead took to himself a wife, and her name was Rasuja.
See, this account is more detailed than what we got in Genesis. For whatever reason, I mean, I didn't question the person that had this stuff written, but we know this is referenced in the scriptures multiple times. All of this whole book, this whole writing. Come on.
The daughter of Susan, the daughter of Elam, and she bare him a son in the 3rd year in this week. And he called his name Canaan.
Canaan, right? Remember that name.
And the son grew, and his father taught him writing. And he went to seek for himself a place where he might seize for himself a city. And he found a writing which former generations have carved on a rock.
So what is this called now? Because they finding stuff all over the world inscribed on rock carvings everywhere. Ancient writings they find everywhere all over the world. But my whole thing is, what former generations? Remember, this is shortly after the flood. Watch this.
Had carved on a rock, and he read what was thereon, and he transcribed it and sinned on into it.
What was it sin? What are you talking about? He's sin. What can't you talking about? Come on.
For it contained the teaching of the watchers.
People is downplaying this. They downplaying this whole watcher thing. They not paying attention. He told us to pay attention. Watch. He said it's going to be like the time of Noah when he comes. Yeah, I mean, don't nobody want to pay attention. Watch this.
For it contained the teaching of the watchers, in accordance with which they used to observe the omens of the sun and moon and stars and all the signs of heaven.
So whatever this is, he wasn't supposed to be doing it. Watch this.
And he wrote it down and said nothing regarding it.
Why didn't he say anything? Why was he trying to be sneaky? What was he trying to have? Watch this.
For he was afraid to speak to Noah about it, lest he should be angry with him on account of it.
Why do y'all think Noah would be angry with him for finding some of the teachings of the watchers, transcribing it? When he transcribed it, what do y'all think he did with it? And why would Noah be angry with him? Didn't the whole world just get destroyed basically because of the watchers' teachings?
All the wickedness.
All the wickedness that happened. Why would he do this? Now, we asking ourselves, right? But read that. Wait till y'all read the next verse. This is crazy right here. Wait till y'all see this.
Verse 3.
Verse 5 you in.
Verse 5. And in the 30th Jubilee, in the second week, in the first year thereof, he took to himself a wife, and her name was Milcah, the daughter of Madai, the son of Japheth. And in the 4th year, he begot a son, and called his name Shelah, for he said, truly I have been sent.
Hold on a second. This is not adding up with the genealogy that we got about our Foxhead. Go to Genesis chapter 11 now. I just want y'all to see all of this, how this played out, because people teach the scripture been tampered with in this aspect. We're gonna find out. Verse 10 down. Wait till y'all see this.
Genesis chapter 11 and verse 10. And it reads, these are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old when he begot a Foxhead, 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begot a Foxhead 500 years and begot sons and daughters.
And so everybody just hold on, just freeze for a second. Let me tell y'all that it's historians, ancient historians, that have been in agreement and disagreements on a lot of things, but almost all of them agreed that the ancient world, the people was living these long lives like we're reading right here. And they gave the reasons why. It's in Josephus. A lot of the ancient historians agreed with these lifespans. Come on.
Verse 12. And the Foxhead lived 35 years and begot Selah.
Stop. What just happened? Is everybody with me? Are y'all following K. Judah as he read? What just happened? I know people be like, man, this guy always hollering. I just want y'all to pay attention. Something happened. Jubilees says that our Foxhead son is Canaan. But Genesis said that it's Salah or Shelah. Go to Luke chapter 3 now. Because now we need a witness to see what we're reading, and now we got to make sense out of this. And it's a reason why, because I said we didn't apply none of the exotic packages to the timeline yet. And we're getting ready to apply all of the exotic packages to the timeline. Look at Luke chapter 3. Wait till y'all see this. We're going to go down to verse 35. 35 down. Remember, this is the reverse genealogy. This is the genealogy of Joseph, the stepfather. But it still got the patriarchs from Shem. It got them intact. Watch this. This is nuts right here. People think that you got to study this stuff with a fine-tooth comb.
Mm-hmm. Luke chapter 3, verse 35. Which was the son of Saruk, which was the son of Ragu, which was the son of Phalek, which was the son of Eber, which was the son of Salah.
We'll go Sailor now, Sheila. Watch this.
Which was the son of Canaan.
Oh, wait a minute. We just read about him in Jubilees, didn't we?
Absolutely.
But they don't get him in Genesis. So let's wait a minute. We got to make sure. Read the next one. The next two.
Which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of a Foxhead.
Wait a minute. Now this is making sense. Who else?
Which was the son of Shem.
Shem. Come on.
Which was the son of Noah.
Okay, now we got to see Noah's father.
Which was the son of Lamech.
So ain't none of this made up. Go to Luke chapter 1 now. Y'all just bear with us. We on the timeline teaching, but y'all got to see because we got some years to May not be in the timeline. This can really get deep right here. We're gonna go in Luke chapter 1 because I want everybody to see this. And cross-examine it, please, but you might have to take notes first. Look at verse 1 down. We got to see this first. 1 down to 4.
Luke chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. And it reads, "For as much as many have taken in hand to set forth in order a declaration of those things which are most surely believed among us."
I'm almost positive with I will put my life on it that, and I'm going to ask them now live in front of everybody. Barry White, do you believe the scriptures to be true?
Yep.
K. Judah, do you believe the scriptures to be true?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So now I'm the third witness that these things that we're reading are most surely believed amongst the people on stage right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now pay attention, everybody, please. Watch this.
Even as they delivered them unto us.
Who is the they and who is these witnesses which put this stuff together? Who is this talking about to deliver to us? Come on, watch this.
Which from the beginning were our witnesses and ministers of the word.
It said that they was there. That they delivered this stuff to us. They was eyewitnesses and they was ministering the word. Watch this.
It seemed good to me also.
To Wob, come on.
Having had perfect understanding.
You can't get perfect understanding when we're being lied to. That is 66 books. You can't get perfect understanding when they telling us what books is scripture. That's not their office. The dictation and the mandating of the scriptures was given to the children of Israel. It wasn't given to these foreigners. We just got to call a spade a spade. They got their own doctrine. Oh, we don't read this. This book ain't scripture. Well, me and Barry Watt got something we're working on. We're going to do a presentation on it about the early church fathers. Come on.
Having had perfect understanding of all things, from the very first to
Genesis.
write unto thee, in order, O most excellent Theophilus.
You got to understand the scriptures beginning in Genesis, not Matthew.
Absolutely.
You got to start in Genesis. That's why I've been telling everybody come to Hebrew class so y'all can get an understanding of what it says in Hebrew. Watch this. Look at verse 4.
That thou mightest know the certainty of those things wherein thou hast been instructed.
So y'all got to understand that the stuff that y'all being shown is true. Now we can see Luke and Jubilees, and for some reason, I'm going to tell y'all this now, a lot of people might get angry. The old church, the ancient church, had Jubilees in scripture. I don't know what happened where this new, after Johnny Come Lately said it's not scripture. I can give a testimony that through study of historical documents and stuff, the Catholic Church was imprisoning people and they was murdering people for talking about Enoch and Jubilees and other writings. That much is recorded in their own history.
Facts.
So now, what is it in these writings that they don't want the people to know? Now, why would Noah get angry with Canaan for reading the teachings of the Watchers? Question number 1. Question number 2, why is Canaan seemingly stricken from the genealogy in Genesis, but he's back in the genealogy in Luke chapter 3? Now, for everybody that's having a hard time, say, oh, yes, yeah, y'all just be trying to make stuff up. Well, who is Adam and Eve's first son? Isn't it Cain? Didn't he do a sin? Didn't he commit a sin against his brother Abel? Y'all agree with that, right? Do y'all notice that Cain is not in the genealogy in Genesis either? That it starts with Seth?
Right.
Are y'all getting the picture yet? If y'all don't see it yet, when we get through reading Psalms 19, I think y'all will understand it. Go to Psalms 19. Y'all got to understand what all of the prophets was prophesying about, what the Messiah was talking about. Once we understand it, then we're going to understand why the heathen come against it. Look at verse 7 down.
Psalms chapter 19, verse 7. The law of our Elohim is perfect.
Say it's perfect. What else?
Converting the soul.
Get you right.
The testimony of our Elohim is sure.
The testimony is sure. Watch this.
Making wise the simple. The statutes of our Elohim are right.
Come on.
Rejoicing the heart. The commandments of our Elohim is pure.
Here. And nobody said they was done away with. They was tampered with. Nobody ain't said that. Come on.
Enlighten the eyes.
It enlighten you.
The fear of our Elohim is clean.
Come on.
Enduring forever. The judgments of our Elohim are true and righteous altogether.
Listen, family. This is what we got to understand. The Torah or the Tawara, the instructions from Yahweh, they are so pure and holy. He don't want no defilement listed in his genealogy. He don't want no wickedness. Notice it ain't no wicked person mentioned in there that committed backsliding type sins. Cain ain't listed, and neither is Canaan. One of them, the first murderer, and the other one attempted to reintroduce the teachings which led to the flood. He was stricken, both of them were stricken from the genealogy records, right? In Genesis 5 and Genesis 11, because that is what? What part of the Bible is that? That's the law. But notice, an account was kept in Luke chapter 3, which is written by a man, because we're told in Exodus 24, verse 12, please go there. We told a whole different testimony than what people is teaching. People making up stuff. We got it written and recorded that Exodus 24, verse 12, Exodus 24, verse 12, that this happened.
Exodus 24 and verse 12. And it reads, and our Elohim said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount and be there, and I will give thee tables of stones.
Lakath ha-aban. Come on.
And a law.
Tawara.
And commandments.
Matazawa.
Which I have written.
Hold on, okay, Judah. Hold on. Who's this talking? Who is this talking about I have written? Who is this?
I Elohim.
It's Yahweh. He said he wrote the Torah. That's why it's so super sacred and holy, Kodash, for Israel and for the rest of the world. It should be. But when they did these abominable sins, I'm talking about, them wasn't no regular sins right there. This was iniquity. They got stricken from the genealogy. Now pay attention. What did he tell them after he written? What was the last few words of this verse?
That thou mayest teach them.
Y'all think they don't know about Canaan? It's recorded in Jubilees. Jubilees is carbon dated to at least the 2nd century BC. And that's only part of the fragments. So these is ancient writings. Now follow along. So we can find it in other parts where Canaan is documented, in other Hebrew writings. We got two witnesses. We know that the Messiah said in John 8:17, it's written in your law that the testimony of two men is true. Moses is accredited with Jubilees. Luke accredited with the Gospel of Luke. Luke say he got perfect understanding. That's why Luke was inspired by the Spirit, the set apart Spirit, to record, make sure that there's a record in the Gospel account that Canaan is our fox-eyed son and Salah is his grandson. So now, well, Yashia, what do this got to do with the timeline teaching? Well, because Canaan was stricken and is not in Genesis chapter 11, we had to go to Jubilees to figure out how much time was Canaan on the earth before Salah was born. It comes out to 57 years. So now, everybody that's taking notes, that 3,949 years y'all got, attach 57 years to it. Tell me what number y'all got.
$4,006.
Good. I see TX before you. We got two witnesses now. So that's 4,006. Good, Sherrill. I see y'all. Now, put that to the side. Now, remember when we went with the Enoch and I told y'all that some of the manuscripts, they got stuff translated in English that is not accurate. It's not the same in all the translations. So now we're looking for a real life experience. Some of them say 3 years, some of them say 5 years. What have we experienced in our lifetime? So what we're going to do, because y'all already got the formula for the 5 years, which is 6 days a year, right? But y'all don't have the formula for the 10 days a year, which some of the copies read when you go into the columns that they have to allow you to properly read the pseudepigrapha. All right. So with that being said, it says that every 3 years, a month is added to the calendar because of how the moon and the sun revolve. Right? Now, so if that's the case, we're going to take 3,948 and divide it by 3. Watch how many months y'all get.
$1,316.
1,316, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, divide 1,316 by 120. 120 is 10 years. Tell me what y'all got. Oh no, I said you're going to take 1,316, which is the number of months when you divide the BC date by 3.
10.9.
10.9, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that 10.9 equates to 100 years plus 116 months, or 9 years. It's 109 years and 8 months. Now, everybody stay with me. Just stay with me. If you got 3,949 years, 3,949 years plus 109 years, right? Hold up. 3,949 plus 109. What is that? When y'all add 109 to plus 3,949, what do y'all get? $3,949 plus 109.
So gotta say 109.
No, it's 3,949 plus 109 equals what?
One person have 40, 58, 40, 58. Two people, 40, 50, three people, 40, 58.
All right, so it's 4,058, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notice I didn't add the 57 years to it yet. Now add the 57 years to it.
$40.98.
Okay, everybody jumping in there. Good, they with me tonight. I like this. Everybody, we all on the same page. Now, and y'all still got 9 months left. We ain't through yet, though. So you got 3,949 plus 109 in 8 months. That brings y'all to 4,115, right? But look, guess what? We didn't add the AD yet. Now we got to go back and do the math. That's all what y'all would say is BC dates. That's the BC time. Y'all, is everybody following me? We haven't started what's called the modern timeline yet, which would be what we say is AD dates.
AD going forward.
Going forward. Now we're getting ready to do the AD dates. When we do the AD dates, we're going to add it all up. All right. So, as Brother K. Judah acknowledged, we in 2025 AD by modern standards, right?
Right.
So, what we're going to do is take 2025 and divide it by 3. Remember, this is AD now. We got BC dates is over there on hold. It's 4,115 in 9 months, or 8 months, I'm sorry. 4,115 in 8 months. Leave that over in the corner. Now we're dealing with AD. We're going to come back and add all of it up together. And these are all the super abundant days that Enoch talk about. And y'all forgive me again. These Enoch is so many different translations. Some of these apps don't say the same thing. And so, I sometimes remember that I know that the one Bear White used is like a chapter off. I don't know which one the K. Judah used. So we gotta get that figured out. Obviously, y'all know that I do come ready with this stuff. A lot of it, just I guess the technology, the app, how they doing these apps, they making all these different translations. So I didn't want to confuse nobody.
So that 2025 divided by 3 is 675.
So now that's another 675 months.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same math. Divide 675 by 120.
Okay. $5,625.
When you divide 675 by 120, you got what?
5625.
Hold up.
Let me do it again. Hold up. 675 divided by 120. Yeah, I got 5625.
That means what? Hold on, I'm finna share with y'all. I'm just waiting. I'm looking at all the math. Everybody's adding up now. Remember, 120 every 120 months is 10 years. So 120, 240, 360, 480, what? 600, right? So now you got 75 months left. So it comes out to 56 years and 3 months. 56 years and 3 months is what that's going to add up to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, so now you're going to add that, the 56 years and 3 months, to 2025. So just so y'all know, if y'all, and so I don't want to confuse nobody, but when you break down 75 months, 75 months is what? That's 6 years and 3 months. That's where you get the 56 years and 3 months from the 675 months that was added because of the super abundant days spoken of in Enoch. Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to add the 56 years to the 2025 years of AD time. The 56 years and 3 months. Tell me what y'all got.
VJ says 7650.
No. $2,025 plus 56 years and 3 months. I see you, TX, before you. Anybody else?
Yeah, that's what I got too. 2081.
All right. In 3 months, right?
In 3 months. Yep.
Now, so now we got 2,081 plus 4,115, right? What y'all get?
I need me another witness. Let me wait. That's what I got, TX. I got what TX got. 6196 in 3 months.
All right. So 4,100. Everybody bear with me now. This should be 4,115 plus 2,081. That brings y'all to what? Total. I didn't see it typed in. I heard y'all. 6,196 years and what?
In 3 months.
But y'all don't forget, we had 8 more months left.
Okay.
Remember the BC, y'all got to bring that 8 months with it. So that's 6,196 in 8 months, correct? I mean, 11 months altogether, right?
11 months.
Just a month short of a year. Now, what does all of this mean? So we added everything up, the 57 missing years, then the super abundant days with the King James timeline, and we came up with a possible 6,196 years and 11 months mankind has been on earth, according to the scriptural teachings that we adhere to. Now, the reason that this came up, and so if you use 3948, we use 3948 and 3949. It'd be a different, little bit, 1 year difference. Why are you saying this? Because the Enoch also, it teaches us about why every 3 years, because every 3 years a month is added. Did y'all ever notice that why does Passover and the New Year come in later every 3 years, and then the calendar resets itself? For everybody that's familiar with how we do our feast days, let me just tell y'all this. If you look at 2015 and 16, write these dates down. 2018 and 19. 2021 and 22. 2023 and 24. And now it's scheduled again from the math that I've been looking at for 2026-27. It's going to be a super abundant year. And I just gave y'all like the last 5. It goes way past this, trust me. I did all the math. So the only thing that happens, because people try to say, oh, they're going to keep doing. Notice, none of these years, not the calendar, Passover has never been kept in early March. Nor has it ever been kept in May. It always stays the course of the new year coming in either March. Passover comes in either late March, early April. If y'all go back and look at the calendars, you can go back 20 years, 30 years, 50, 100 years. And so this is why this is happening, because of the super abundant days that's spoken of in Enoch. And people now is telling you don't follow the calendar in Genesis chapter 1 because they're not reading. They haven't went and looked in what's called the what do they call that when you read the we don't agree with it, Barry White. What is it called? The commentaries. They're not reading how they got Enoch all jacked up, the pseudepigraphal version, because they didn't put the original stuff in there. They gave alternate versions, and people was translating the alternate versions like they wanted to instead of what they actually said. So this is why, and this hopefully everybody understand about Passover, why it's never the same date every year on the heathen calendar, why it rotates. So did I confuse y'all? Do y'all understand?
Give my brother a 1 if y'all good. Y'all understand. If y'all don't mind. Get some 1s in the chat.
Because the numbers that y'all got, the 6,100, that is the total amount of time that we can account for man being on earth. That's what that's for. But it teaches y'all this Enoch had this year. Every year a month is added. Every 3 years a month is added because of how the sun revolves. That's all Enoch is saying, and people are adding other things to it and talking about you don't follow Josephus. Everybody said and y'all all know this. We have to follow the Torah. The Torah it talks about new moon, Kadash. It means renewed moon. This is how we tell time. And you notice every 3 years, that moon ain't coming in. It's going to last like 60 days. It's been that way. I just gave y'all the last 5 cycles. So for people gonna tell y'all that you don't supposed to follow it, but you see all it does, and it's been like clockwork. This is decades for me. It just the calendar just simply every 3 years it reset itself. It's gonna start earlier. Passover gonna be in earlier April than in the middle or late. That's it. It just never went outside of that, and we going on 30 years now.
And to bag up the elder, I get a calendar from my elders at Israel of God, and he's right. The days always different.
And the reason I'm showing y'all is for the certainty, because people telling y'all don't follow this is like easily we can understand it, we can see it because we can count it. Every 3 a month added. That's why it goes when you see 3 years, y'all gonna notice, and it's real Israelites over in Israel is gonna tell y'all the same thing. The barley and stuff ain't ready, but it's only every 3 years that seemingly that extra month gonna get added, which is they call it a second Adar or something, but we know that it's the super abundant days that's spoken of in Enoch. So if we got any questions on that, I'm gonna take them or whatever else.
Absolutely. And just like you read in Genesis, when they said this should be for signs and for seasons, and so we understand that our feast days they come in certain seasons. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, right there. That was a calendar in the Genesis chapter 1.
That's the calendar, and it tells you what they for, the signs and the seasons.
Yep.
And remember, everything the scripture is situated around the land of Israel. You know, Kate Judith did these map teachings and stuff. Y'all, we know where the land of Israel is. That's what we have to go by, and that's what I'm telling y'all. Why did they remove all of this stuff? So we wouldn't be. It caused confusion when people don't know what's going on. I gave y'all all of the years. All y'all got to do is look it up, and y'all gonna see. Oh yeah, it did. That's why. I just wanted y'all to be prepared in case y'all run across it.
And Elder Yashia, can you explain to him too when you talked about the 0 when you're going forward? Because it doesn't start with a you know how the alphabet be like 0 then 1, but
right.
When you're going forward in AD, it doesn't start like 0. It just go 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's why I said we in 2025 AD, and it ain't no year 0. It's 1 AD.
There you go.
Once we get to the 3,949 years, we can prove, right? Because when you look at it like this, everybody all y'all got to do is this. We got because y'all been over these timeline teachings with us before, this group. If we added up the destruction of the temple to 3,363. Now, y'all all know that BC counts backwards, right? I'm going to just say we not all finding out BC count backwards. That means if the destruction of the temple was 3,363 years after creation, and man is saying that the destruction of the temple is 586 BC, and it's universal that it's like a 2-year window. it's between 585 and 587. I've never seen any other dates ever. They all it's right there. So that means, and we're going to use 586. That means because that's what we can attest to. You're going to add now because it would be 586 years left under the BC timeline. So that's why you're going to add 586 to 3,363 and you get 3,949. Now, that takes you to the end of BC. Now we're moving forward. The next year begins 1 AD. So it's 2025 years of AD time. But remember, if we just went raw or uncut with that would bring y'all to 5,974 years after creation. But we know because of Jubilees and Luke and Genesis that it's 57 years unaccounted for because Canaan was not in the genealogy. So we didn't add him yet. We put him on the side, his 57 years. Then we discovered something in Enoch that talks about the superabundant years. For anybody that read Enoch and all that stuff, and people say, oh, I don't subscribe. Well, okay, it's in multiple witnesses in scripture. But how in the world could somebody have wrote something like that so long ago and knew the science behind how the sun revolved and how extra days was added as a result of that, and how many days it would coincide to over a 3-year period? And we're now in 2025 AD. I just gave y'all 5 cycles, the last 10 years or so, something like that, 10, 15 years or something like that, where you see this principle is being applied in our lives where we can see it physically. Well, actually 4 cycles with a 5th one expected to come up in 2027. So we know that it's got to be, the Enoch got to be true because it's too old. It's been carbon dated too old for modern people to have had any impact on it. So now we added up everything together and it came out to the number that we gave y'all, 6,196 years and 11 months. And so now we just, we want to take questions because this also teaches us when the new year starts, how we start our yearly calendar so we can observe the feast days the right way. Some people are starting, the feast days at a time which we can't attest to, that over historically we can't attest to Passover being started in early March or February. No, we can't. It's no history to that prior to the New Age, what's called the New Age awakening or the Hebrew Israelites. So that's what the purpose of this matter was for. We got any questions?
Any questions, family? And like Elder Yashia said, I got all the years right here: 2015 to 16, 2018 to 2019, 2021 to 22, 23 to 24, and 26 to 27. And like I said, I get a calendar from the elders that taught me each year, and he's right. It is always in April, but the days just be different. May start early, but it is always in April.
Like this year is expected to come in.
Let me see.
Sunset April 12th. Next year, it might be April the 3rd or April the 20th. We don't, I don't know yet. I got to find out about the moon. Got to keep tracking the new moons when they come in. What is the Zadok calendar? I don't know if I think I read something. It might be in the Dead Sea Scrolls or something. But
it's in there. It's in there.
Here it go right here.
If y'all don't priestly. Oh, go ahead.
No. You go ahead, Elder Barrock. I'm just opening up the window.
Yeah, it's like a priestly calendar. It's funny you bought about that because I read that the other day too. It's in Qumran, but we don't subscribe to it.
So it's to track the courses of how the priests perform their services and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They getting that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these groups is
Yeah,
getting these
people got to be
calendars mixed
careful,
up.
right,
That
because
ain't got nothing to do with.
it's definitely a priestly calendar. It's a priestly calendar. I don't think that calendar will be used for our feast days. We got to look
It's
at it.
just
It's a
to
lot of
track their
different calendars.
courses.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you look in Luke 1, you'll see that they had different courses. That's like workshops for the priests. That's what a lot of them calendars is for.
Okay,
And
this is. Go ahead, Yashia.
no, they wrongfully applying this stuff. Let me see this.
I was
This
looking
is
at.
the calendar that I get from Israel of God.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to notice, like Elder Yashiyasa, you see how it say the Passover Friday, April 11th, and then Saturday, April 12th,
Yeah, we're a day apart. Yep.
a day apart. Now we all know that evening and morning make a day. So as the day is changing, it's really going to a new date
The sunset, right?
at sunset. So like he just told y'all, this year is gonna be on April 12th. But if I get another calendar from last year, it wasn't on April 12th. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, we start Passover April 12th, sunset,
Right,
Saturday night.
right.
Yeah, and that's we
Yep,
do that based on because the new moon is projected March 30th, and we
right.
count day one. We count day one on March 30th, sunset as day one, and then we continue to count 14
Absolutely.
days later, April
Yep.
12th, will be the Passover.
There you go.
And
Yep.
so everybody can understand this. A projected day is what because I do it by eye, and we speak to people over in Africa and over in Israel to obtain this. So what happens is if the projected date, if that new moon doesn't come in on March the 30th, guess what? Passover is we're gonna have to recalculate. It's got to be the next day. That means that the new moon come in on the 31st if we don't see it. So this is why we witness that.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps us to keep these feast days proper.
Right.
And he said, they got calendars, and I noticed that they got the second Passover on there. So I'm wondering now what it means is the priests got calendars for their functions, for what they doing. It's different calendars. Like the calendar in Enoch that I just showed, what we just spoke about, that adds up the super abundant days. That ain't got nothing to do with the calendar, the regular calendar. That
Mm-hmm.
just the super abundant days helps us to keep track of mankind on earth. It's going to be some more time added because of how the sun revolves and how the moon revolves. That's what that's for. The calendar in Genesis is how we track the feast days. That's why it reads like it reads. We can go back there again. These are different calendars, and people trying to apply these calendars to the same principle, and they all got different principles.
Okay, Elder Yashiya, you have a question. What is the Sadak calendar?
That's what we was.
And
Okay.
that's what I was just answering.
Okay,
That's the
got
one
you,
we
got
just
you.
answered.
And I want to say something too, real quick, because we don't want to act like we know the calendar inside out. That's something that you might want to research. But if you go and look at it, you at least know that it's specifically for the priests. So that much is right there for you to look at. Now, for you to look at the calendar yourself, you have to learn it or whatever. But there's no information of it breaking down that the children of Israel used the Zadok calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to put that out there.
And Elder Yashiya dealt with this before, family. On the calendar that I just showed, when he say the second Passover, that just for those who couldn't keep it when they kept the Passover in the April, it's the next month, but it's the same day. So that's why it's called a second Passover. For those when in the Bible when they said, well, what about us who couldn't keep the Passover because we was unclean?
The Numbers chapter 9.
Right, right. So he made a way for them to still be able to do it, that following month. So
And we had covered this before. Y'all asked these good questions y'all asking too. By the way, everybody's asking. You notice why they was trying to get the Messiah off the cross. It's a codicil in the Torah. It's in Deuteronomy, I think it's 21, where the land can get defiled by a dead body.
Facts.
If the land gets defiled by dead bodies, guess what happened? If you leave the bodies out, guess what happened? Everybody got to keep the second Passover.
Yeah.
So the reason why they was rushing to get the body down, the Edomites, and when I say Edomites, I mean real Edomites. We're talking about what was going on. They didn't want to keep the second Passover. So a lot of this stuff we got to look at what's going on. And it's funny he brought the second Passover up. That's what it's dealing with. That's for defiled people.
That's why they got Yahshua body down when that day changed, because they took the body down and they tried to hurry up and get it in the tomb. Because remember, he was arrested after he kept Passover with the disciples. And then it just, from that point on, when he was crucified, when that day was changing, they had to get that body down. So get him in the tomb. He had to get it down to put him in the tomb so we can start the count, because he was going to be in the grave for the 3 days and 3 nights. So he had to get off of that tree, when they went and asked for the body, and Pilate gave them leave to get the body. But like Ezra Yashaya saying, they had to get the body down, had to, And
it's in our Torah. All this stuff is in our Torah. We'll go there in a second. Y'all, if y'all recall us going over Numbers 9, we went over that 1 or 2 times on this platform.
Facts.
I know I spoke about it a lot over on the other one, and I also spoke about Deuteronomy 21 when it talks about the body defiling the land. You leave a dead body out and you don't put it in the ground. That's why they was crying, trying to get them. Oh, take the body, get it. We got to get it out of here. And it spoke about this. This is what got a lot of people confused too. It spoke about something being, it was going to be a high Sabbath. A high Sabbath is a high feast day. So
Absolutely.
We know that they kidnapped the Messiah during Passover.
Yep.
Everybody agrees with that, right?
Absolutely.
So when the sun set the next day, that started what? A high Sabbath. The first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the 7th day are both high holy days.
Facts.
No matter if they start on Monday or if Sunday or Tuesday, they can start any day of the week. They can even coincide with our regular weekly Sabbath, which is also a holy day.
Yep.
But we got to know all these things.
This is all true. Facts. It's true. Yep. All facts. That's why he said.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say that's why he said the first day and that last day. These are all holy convocation. We can't do no servile work. So even if it fall on one of your work days, it would behoove to get a calendar to where you can get these days off ahead of time. Because like he just said, sometimes it might fall on a Monday, when you have to go to work, but you can't do no servile work. So that means, you can't go to your job. So if you could get the day off, it's best to get the day off. And that last day, get the day off. But it may fall on a Sabbath day, a regular Sabbath, and you might be off. So like he's saying, man, it's just the way it works. These are high days, high Sabbath days. And that's why when you look at in the scriptures, why y'all think on Sabbath, on some of them, it have an S. Because some of them Sabbaths are not the weekly Sabbath. These are high feast. These are feast days.
Good. Very good. TX, I'm gonna answer your question. I want to.
Okay, let me go back. I got you.
Go to Deuteronomy 21 real quick though, so we can show them this.
Okay.
This calendar stuff is real important. I agree with Ann's what he's saying, but now, because I'm gonna deal with that after we deal with TX before you. That's good right there. I want to show y'all this.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 21. Wow. It's because this calendar caused a bunch of confusion, man. It's causing a bunch of confusion.
And now I see why they took out Enoch. I see why they took out the Jubilees and told us that these are not canon. You know, like don't use these books. We understand now, because if we could understand the calendar and our feast days, we would be in line and in tune. But these people made sure that they messed up everything to where now we gotta, you know, stiff through all of our stuff just to get the answers. And we got Elder Yashiyah, the Barawak, who's helping us with these things like the calendar and certain things like that. But look how much stuff we have to go through just to get this understanding. Again, that once our fathers had, they had it. They had everything. It was being passed down. And then these people came along and just woof, take this book out, take this out, don't add that, get rid of that, you know. And so now we doing more work that our fathers didn't have to do. It was just being passed down and taught to them.
Absolutely. Bear Walk, you going to Deuteronomy?
Yep, not bad. And when y'all done, I want to put a nugget in about
Oh, absolutely.
feast days to help people out. They might not know they rights. You said Deuteronomy, what up?
21. I want to read this real quick because I don't like saying nothing. And I always, all jokes aside, I asked the chat, when somebody start telling y'all stuff, don't just make them show y'all some scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy 21, verse 23. This is dealing with a lot of stuff that a lot of us deal with as Israelites. You know, we got to have these feast days right. Because if you don't get the new moon to come in and start the new year right, the chances of you keeping Passover the right way is false. Now, as horrible as that is, what you don't want to happen under no circumstances, you do not want to keep the Day of Atonement fast on the wrong day. That is horrific for one of us. So if you're not keeping the calendar correctly, if you're not aligning yourself with what the scriptures say, that when Kadash comes in, that's new moon for the 7th month, and you're not saying that the sighting of that new moon is day 1 and the next sunset is day 2, when you get to day 9 and the sun sets, that starts day 10. I'm going to show y'all that in a second. I'm glad we're going over this. Go to 23 first. So we got uns, then we got Sister TX before you, then uns, then I need to show y'all Leviticus chapter 23, something in there that confused people. We got to get these calendars, it's got to get right. People get I was taught like, what if you wasn't taught right?
Right. You said verse 23, right?
Verse 23.
You can go up from the Elder Barawak.
Because our ancestors, they had it right. Now, I've been talking to a lot of our people that's been following the teachings that's been passed down forever. We got people that have been keeping these feast days for thousands of years uninterrupted, even with all the chaos going on during slavery that's over in Africa. I talked to them. This rotating Sabbath and all is not heard of in our culture anywhere until over here in America. It's a lot of things that just popped up out of nowhere. We have no history of it. Nowhere. Look at verse 23. Can you read verse 23?
Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 23. And it reads, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is a curse of our Elohim, that thy land be not defiled, which thy Elohim thy power giveth thee for an inheritance.
So you see, we didn't make none of this stuff up. It's scriptures to support it. This is what was going on in John 19. This wasn't no phony made up, somebody trying to act like no, this is a lot of years of rehearsing this.
Yep.
So it say you are cursed if you leave a body hanging. You know the Messiah can't never be accursed. Come on,
Right.
y'all. So that's what was going on in John 19. Now, Sister TX, before you got something to add, and then I think Barry Watt want to drop a nugget about how to get these days right or something like that. That's just me thinking. I don't know if that's what it is. How you can get them off days at work. I think that's what it is. Or I could be wrong. But just let me answer TX before you, because she asked something about when you don't see, when the moon not visible, a moonless sky.
There
All
you go,
right.
right there. What does a moonless night mean?
All right, so and I'm only looking at it for when you see. I can tell you the signs that I know based off of our culture and my experience. A full moon means that you are halfway through the month, so it's gonna be like the 15th or whatever month that we're in. If it's the month of Abayah, which they got translated to be, or the second month Zah, or the third month Sayawan, a new moon means you're halfway through the month. A brand new crescent moon, right, is that's in the sky when it starts a new month. A brand new, a fresh crescent moon starts a new month. When a moonless night, when it's not visible in the sky, it usually occurs between the new moon phase, or when you can't see the new moon on the side of the earth that where you at, when it's not illuminated. That's all that means.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody just asked something in the chat too. I'm gonna let Barrel Walk say what he got to say, then I'm gonna answer that question about
Okay,
when our new year starts.
got you.
Yeah, I just wanted to everybody that it's like, if you're not part of a community or ministry community, same thing to me. We fellowshipping with someone and you are not keeping the feast days, um, you should go to the teacher in the community, whatever. They should be able to write you a letter. Like our community, our ministry, everybody has those days off. But if they couldn't get the days off, we provide religious right letters. Of course, we're not a religion, but America looks at at our belief system as a religion. So we go under the umbrella of Messianic. And by law, family, I'm telling y'all something that is a fact. Most people get scared of their jobs because they don't want to challenge the HR department. But by law, and I can show you Supreme Court laws where people are suing left and right, done had sued left and right for not being able to get the Shabbat off. People use the captivity doctrine as a excuse, and that's false, because the Religious Right Act, which is a federal law, and when there's a federal law, that means it's in every state in America. And by religious rights, they have to grant you the Sabbath off and your feast days off. Now, they don't have to pay you. They don't have to pay you. You use your vacation time or sick time, or you just don't get paid for it. But they have to grant you your feast days off. There's court orders on it. You can look it up. It's public information. Just research the Religious Right Acts, and we provide all this information on our ministry. I have the Shabbat off. My job works on the Shabbat. I have it off. Every feast day, I give them the letter. Every beginning of the year in January on the heathen calendar, I give them all the projected dates that I'm gonna need off, and boom,
Mm-hmm.
they approve it. They approve it left and right. I don't even get no argument about
Right.
it. And
Right.
even another nugget, I'm gonna tell y'all something that I just learned at my job. I don't eat unclean food, and they have a lot of cookouts and all that stuff at my job. And actually, I dropped a note in the box about it about 6 months prior. I can't remember how many months, something like that. And they called me up there just the past week, 2 weeks ago, I think it was. I told my wife, and it was just a little appreciation day. And they asked me to come look at the hot dogs and hamburgers because they said they got my note that y'all always serving pork. They're not asking people who don't eat pork. And I looked at the ingredients. They said, "Did we do right?" So now you can come up and eat. And it just made me feel good that they acknowledged that. That I didn't want to eat unclean food. But yeah, we do have rights, family. I just want to let y'all know that we can exercise them, and you can write your own letter if you're not part of a community. It's easy. Just go look up Google religious rights. They'll give you citations, federal law citations, all that, and you can exercise it. And if they tell you no, they have to give you in writing that you giving you the Shabbat off will cost the company money. That's the only way they can deny it, and they have to prove how they would lose money with you being off that day. And if they can't prove that, then by law they have to honor it. And if not, the next move is you get an attorney, and the attorney can file for you, and you can file a lawsuit. But most people get scared. That's the best thing that can happen to you if they fire you as soon as you file a lawsuit. That's an open and shut case then, and you'll definitely win.
I want to piggyback off what Elder Barrel Walk just told y'all. I've been on my job 14 years. I got a letter from Bro Marlon, one of my elders that taught me early on. He gave me a letter, a government letter. And for the past 9 years, I say 10. Because when you first get on the job, man, you gotta, get some seniority. They ain't gonna just get his Shabbat off. But I told him I couldn't work on no Saturday. So what happened was my elder gave me a government letter. And for the past 10 years, I've been having Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. My schedule don't change. They don't bother my schedule. Even when they buy food, they be like, hey, K Judah don't eat pork. Like he don't eat this, he don't eat that. So that's just the respect that they have for you on the job when they go out their way to do that. So if they buy pizza, they'll set aside my cheese pizza from wherever they buy it from and be like, hey, they'll put a note on the box. Hey, this for, K Judah. He don't eat pork, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's true. You got rights, man. And I sent them my letter, and my schedule has been the same since I've been on my job for the past 10 years. I've been there 14, but for the last 10, I don't work on no Sabbath. I don't work on no feast days. So right now, I just put in my vacation. I will be off on the feast days. So yeah, you got rights, man.
Yep.
So Elder Yashia, I think we want to start. You got a lot of questions, so
that's good. That's good.
We're gonna go back to. We're gonna deal with Ann's first. So Ann said right here, because you already did with TXB for you. So we got Ann's. She said, Ann said, what I'm getting is that we were way too complex to be enslaved. We had a system unsurpassed by any of our neighbors.
All right. Now, first thing you got to understand is Deuteronomy 28. If we didn't do the things that he told us to do, us being enslaved, it was no system that he had gave us that was not going to allow us to be enslaved. And so when you read 2 Kings 17, which by the way is the chapter when enslavement got real bad for us. We know that about Egypt. We know what that was about. We weren't taken into captivity we entered into Egypt of our own accord to build us up into a nation.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that the Assyrian situation was different. We was already a nation and we was transgressing. Turn to 2 Kings 17. So we might need to see this.
And I'm going to put y'all questions in order. So after Ann's, we'll go to Ovidu.
Yeah, I seen that one too. I want all of them. Good. This is good. And I guess it's over with then. I guess I might have beat y'all, okay, Judah? You and Barry Walk, I outlasted y'all. People asking me questions and stuff.
Already.
And everybody forgive me because I know a lot of people probably came on here because I said on the other platform that I had evidence of a tape recording that was sent to me by mistake where I heard these two guys conspiring against me, but I'm gonna leave that alone and just do what y'all want me to do tonight. So we're just gonna leave it alone.
Oh, man.
All right, so we're gonna let K Judah read now. Watch this. Read verse 7 down.
Yes, sir. 2 Kings chapter 17 and verse 7. And it reads, for so it was that the children of Israel have sinned against their Elohim, their power, which have brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and have feared other gods.
So, Ons, you see right here, it's telling us that our people started sinning against, we had the same complex systems in place in 2 Kings 17. But that's not going to stop what's about to happen, because we was not adhering to Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. We was adhering to verses 15 through 68 when they was applicable, and the ones that still may be applicable today. We was transgressing. And so all that stuff had to happen. Watch this.
And walked in the statutes of the heathen,
Listen,
whom the Elohim cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against our Elohim. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city.
Y'all see this? This idolatry. Do y'all think whatever complex system we may have had that would have kept us from being enslaved, y'all thought Yahweh was going to fight for us when we was wicked like this? No, he turned us over to him. That's why I tell everybody, I know a lot of stuff that happens to us, it ain't right. But y'all got to look at it like this. He had to use somebody to exact his revenge on us.
Yep.
They was utilized by Yahweh to punish us. So we can't be busy hating them. We got to turn away from the things that caused him to use them to punish us. That's what we got to do. All we got to do is get back in the right standing with Yahweh. And we don't got to worry about no slavery. We don't got to worry about being on the bottom. But we can't even, we in a bad state now where there's no love, there's no compassion. One of the reasons I like coming over here is because it ain't no confusion. Some people might not agree with everything everybody say, but that ain't gonna, I ain't never heard nobody talking about they hate nobody. I just heard the people in the moderators say, listen, this is what type of time we on. If you don't want to be here, you can boogie. That's it. I respect that. That's real right there. They trying to learn. I get that. But what I don't get is us hating each other. If you don't belong to my group, our group, you're not an Israelite. We don't want you. You can't find that in no scriptures.
Nope. Not at
Nowhere. So that means that people now is making up their own teachings. So no complex teaching is going to stop. And he finna read some more. Y'all finna get some more. Watch this.
Can you raise it up for me, Elder Bell Watt?
There's your buddy right there. He playing with the thing and all that. Told you. I knew it was going to come out. Y'all was going to figure each other out. I knew it.
Verse 10. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree.
Now listen, for a sad note, all of y'all smart people in the chat that's taking notes, that word groves is Asherah. In Hebrew, it's an Asherah. That means they was worshiping Easter. It's been translated to Easter in modern times. Y'all meditate on that.
And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen who the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke our Elohim to anger. For they serve idols, whereof our Elohim hath said unto them, ye should not do this thing.
He told them don't do it. They thought it was a joke. Come on.
Yet the Elohim testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways.
We wouldn't turn. Come on.
And keep my commandments, 1, and my statutes, 2, according to all the law. 3, which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets.
And listen, a side note to what K. Judah is reading, all of the prophets to us, all of the Hebrew prophets, they all saying the same thing. Ain't none of our people said nothing different. It's the foreigners that's coming in trying to push how they see our scriptures on us. He said y'all should be above only and not beneath.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all want to sit beneath, y'all in the wrong place. Because we're going to tell y'all how to get back on top. Come on.
Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks like the neck of their fathers, that did not believe in our Elohim, their power. And they rejected his statutes. Hold up. Let me see. Commandments 1, statutes 2, to all the law. Oh, he just didn't add a charge in the Elder Yashiyah, because according to some people, he only gave us 10 commandments, but we know that's not true. This man gave statutes, a charge, commandment, judgment. But let me keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 15. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies, which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain.
Arrogant.
And
now they got
after the heathen.
Hey, listen, they going to teach against the moon now. After what he said in Genesis, they're going to go again. After what he said in Numbers, after what he said in Psalms.
Facts.
They're going to teach against how he told us to keep time. So we can keep the feast days and stuff right, his holy days. And we got people following behind this. That's vanity. He's always right. And if we don't agree with what he's saying, then we're in error. He's never in error. Come on.
And went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom our Elohim had charged them, that they should not do like them. Can you raise it up for me, Elder Barwat? Verse 16. And they left all the commandments of our Elohim, their power, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worship all the host of heaven, and serve Baal.
This is crazy. This is 2 Kings 17. Yes. Remember what Jeroboam them did? Jeroboam them was making calves again after what happened in Exodus. This is crazy. Why do y'all think we supposed to have compassion? That he gonna have this crazy right here. Come on.
And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire and use divination and enchantments, and sold themselves. No, he sold you and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of our Elohim, to provoke him to anger. Therefore, the Elohim was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. But he got rid of them.
That don't mean they was pure either. Watch this.
Thank you. Verse 19. Also, Judah kept not the commandments of our Elohim, their power.
Crazy, man.
But walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. And the Elohim rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hands of spoilers, until he have cast them out of his sight.
Now, let me ask a question real quick, K. Judah. You can answer this for if anybody want to comment, please do. Do y'all see that what I just spoke he just read it in scripture? Yep. He turned us over to them. He did that because of all of this stuff we was doing. We're reading it right here. And they didn't change. The same thing gonna happen again. It's gonna lead us into the Babylonian captivity.
Yep. Fact.
It's a pattern. We don't want to listen. And look, now that we see that it was Yahweh that was the one having these people do this to us, why do they still hate the people? Why won't they say they hate Yahweh and try to fight against him? Because they know they can't win that fight. So they now project their anger on the instruments that he used to exact his revenge on us for being false. We have to call a spade a spade. All we got to do is say, hey, we shouldn't have been following none of these foreign religions. We shouldn't be keeping these phony holidays. We shouldn't be keeping these phony dietary laws. We shouldn't be running around here treating our women like we don't know how to treat them. It's a whole lot of things we shouldn't be doing, but ain't nobody manning up. They want to point the finger at Yahweh's instrument that he used to exact his punishment. And y'all meditate on that. Okay, Judah got a little more, about 1 or 2 more of these verses before we go to the next question.
Already, I got you. Let's get it. Verse 20. And now Elohim rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hands of spoilers until he have cast them out of his sight. Verse 21. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king, and Jeroboam drave. This man drove Israel from following their Elohim and caused them to sin, a great sin, family.
We got a teaching on that in our library called The Sins of Jeroboam. Jeroboam is vicious.
He was vicious.
I just spoke about him and now you're reading about him. Watch this.
Go up a little bit for me, Elder Belwa.
It's your buddy. Told you, I knew it.
Verse 22. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them until our Elohim removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants of the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria until this day.
This is just the Assyrian captivity. This continues. Revelation 17 talks about a common 7th captivity, which shall continue a short space. We define a short space in the 7th captivity as the 400-year captivity, right? Y'all know what that's all about. We don't even got to beat that across the head. But then, also in Revelation 17, it talks about an 8th captivity of spiritual ruination. Nobody don't care. Nobody spiritual no more. Everybody flesh. We seeing that right now.
Yep.
We seeing that right now. Look at the stuff going on in the society in the news. Just look. So, Hans, this was to show you, listen, it wasn't nothing we could do if we was transgressing his laws the way that we're reading in our history books. It is what it is. That was going to happen. It wasn't nothing that nobody could do to stop it unless we repented and stopped doing what we was doing, and we refused to do it. And we kept doing it, and we still doing it today.
Still doing it today. The Bible is a true book. When he said the love of many shall wax cold, we see it in Israel and in society, but more so in the Israelite community. We supposed to be new creatures. We supposed to get rid of the leaven, and Passover coming up, and all you see in this community is what? Hatred. Perpetrating a fraud like it's love, like it's brotherhood and sisterhood. Man, look, man, a lot of y'all came into this walk because you want a relationship with your father and his son. Some people didn't, family. And we got to recognize that some people don't care nothing about your salvation. And that's just the truth. So you got to care more about your own salvation than somebody that's teaching you that don't care about your salvation, but you put your trust in him, or you put your trust in whoever it may be. You have to work out your own salvation. Everybody did not come into this walk for the same reason. Because if they did, we would not have this much vitriol, animosity, hatred.
Come on,
bruh. Even if you say one thing wrong, you getting persecuted. And all you did, you just asking a question, maybe you just don't know. Man, you're going to get persecuted. Brother just came in the chat the other night, and the brother was talking about killing himself. And guess what? He went to some brothers, they mocked him and told him he was weak.
Wow.
That could have drove him over the edge. They don't care, though. Go ahead, Elder Yashi.
That's crazy. I'm listening to you. That's crazy right there. I done heard a lot of stuff, though. Seen a lot. That's wild. So, I had to do... I was coming from work in the restaurant, and the dude talking about, he asked the young guy a question. He said, man, if a car went over the cliff and people was in the car drowning, and you knew how to swim, you would get out there to save them, and it was a white person, what would you do? Would you try to save them? And the dude said, no, I wouldn't try to save him. I let him drown. I said, why? I turned, I couldn't believe it. I was astonished that somebody could say something like this. Wow. And the dude, they started high-fiving each other. I said, what in the world is wrong with y'all, man? How could y'all say something like that? The love ain't no love. You still talking about some stuff. We know what happened to us was wrong. We know that. But he said, we got to be in light. We got to walk in love. We can't be around here acting with, that's just pure, that's wrong on so many levels. How is that wanting the same thing for your neighbor you want for yourself? Would you have to always put your child in that position? What if that was your child and it was some white people or people from Europe, we would say? I don't mean black and white. I don't like that. What if it was your child? Would you want them to now say, I got to save this person? Or would you want them to say, that dark-skinned person, let him drown? You got to build up your account with Yahweh by doing right. So when your turn comes, your blessings is because you pray for your children. If you don't, I don't even know how to address that if you don't. But you have to do right by others. And you got to want the same thing for others you want for yourself. That's just a fact. That's what the scriptures, it teaches that. He said, we got to be a light. How can we be a light teaching to let people die because they don't have the same complexion as us? That makes no sense. We can get to the next one now. I think.
Right here.
Which one is it?
He said.
Go ahead, K. Judah. I'm sorry.
No. So when did our new year start exactly? Asking for the purpose of properly tracking down the Passover.
So this is what this teaching was. I know we did a lot of math, and I'm praying that everybody just being, that they really did understand why I brought it out. Because we need to talk about this calendar, and that's what we came on here for. I got a lot of videos about the various calendars, and so that we've done to help our people. We've done a lot of videos on the calendar. But what happens is if we're not applying the right calendars to the right principle, we'll be in error. So the new moon to start the new year is scheduled to come in. Bear Watson said it like 4 times. March the 30th at sunset. That's when the new moon is scheduled to come in where we at. It comes in a little earlier in certain parts of the world, right? But the day starts where you at. So when the new moon comes in March the 30th, that's day 1. What is day 2? March the 31st at sunset. Day 3 would be April the 1st at sunset. April the 2nd would be day 4 at sunset. April the 3rd would be day 5 at sunset. April the 4th would be day 6 at sunset. What day am I on? April the what? March 31, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, April the 5th would be day 6. April the 6th would be day 7. April the 7th would be day 8. April the 8th would be day 9. I think I said this right. Let me go back. 30, 31, 32. No, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So if we start adding up each sunset, it's probably easy to do it like this for right now. From March the 30th, that's day 1, right? March the 31st is day 2. April the 1st is day 3. April the 2nd is day 4. April the 3rd, day 5. April the 4th, day 6. April the 5th, day 7. April the 6th, day 8. April the 7th, day 9. April the 8th, day 10. April the 9th, day 11. April the 10th, day 12. April the 11th, day 13. and April the 12th, sunset, is the 14th day of the first month that starts the Passover. Turn to Exodus chapter 12. A matter of fact, you can go to go to Numbers chapter 28. Yeah, that's better. Now that's when the new moon is projected to come in, Ovido.
We coming to you next, Johanny. We coming to you next, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's gonna be. We're gonna go to Exodus 12 for him. Scroll down some. I think around verse 13 or something like that.
Okay.
Oh no, it's verse 16. I'm sorry.
Numbers chapter 28 and verse 16. And it reads, and in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of our Elohim.
So the 14th day starts on the evening of the 13th day when the sun is setting. Once the sun set, that's the 14th day. That's when Passover is. Fact. And you'll notice the next day, the 15th day, is what? Go ahead, read that. Verse 17.
Verse 17. And in the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten.
All right, so now the 15th day, which is the next day, just like all of the gospel accounts and everybody, all the other scriptures say, it starts the day after Passover at sunset.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ovido, you probably want to start looking for the new moon to start in about the next week. See if a new moon came in. You know, you can Google, or you can go up and look out yourself wherever you at. Look out the sky and see if you see a new moon on around March the 30th. Once you see it, bam, it's on and popping. New Year's Day, we got 13 more sunsets now after that one. What's the next question?
This is our brother Yohanan. Is it permitted to keep our leaven in our cars? Does it count as a dwelling? I have so much food with baking soda and yeast. So I'm wondering if keeping that food in the trunk, will it be okay?
Exodus chapter 12.
Y'all bros, we coming to you next. We got you.
(19 and 20).
This is Exodus chapter 12 and verse 19 and 20. And it reads, 7 days should there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul should be cut off from a congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
What are you talking about, K. Judah? See, this is what I don't like when y'all start the confusion. What do that stranger mean? Gentile. I thought they don't.
Non-Israelite.
Now, see, this is too much. Now we've had a nice evening, and here come you and Barry Watt with this foolishness. But they teaching the Gentile don't got nothing to do with Passover. That's what they. All right, read the next verse then. So he say Israel and the Gentile. Look what he say. This answers your question, brother Yohanan.
Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitation shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Now, that's dealing with what? The yeast, the leaven, right?
Right.
All right, now back up some. Let me show you something. Verse 18. So you see you can't eat it.
Same chapter. Exodus 12 and verse 18. And it reads, in the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
Now, so we can't eat no unleavened bread, and he instructs us in verse 19 that no leaven is to be in none of our houses or nothing. We're not supposed to have no leaven under our possession. We don't supposed to pass it on to nobody because as I just spoke when K. Judah was talking about the lack of love, how is we gonna be a light to the Gentiles? Because you see the Gentiles keeping Passover and unleavened bread. When we're telling them, or we passing off yeast to them, leaven during Passover, when we know we don't supposed to do it ourselves,
Right.
why are we gonna give it to them?
Facts.
When we trying to be a light, he tell us to be a light in Matthew 5, 13, 16, Isaiah 42, 6 through 9. We supposed to be a light to the Gentiles. So now, the car, no leaven. We got to start, and a lot of years ago, me and Barry Walker and them, we used to talk about this years ago. We can't secrete no yeast or none of that stuff. We got to set up our shopping, set up our cooking. Everything has got to be set up and predicated around Yahweh. He doesn't work for us, we work for him. So if he said no yeast, no leaven in none of our dwellings and all of our habitations, that's what it is. We can't try to accommodate how we do things at his expense. Yeast mean, man, I got to get rid of all the yeast that I got in my possession before Passover. Because now what you going to do? Go give it to your relatives? They supposed to be doing the same thing we doing. So why give it to them? We're going to go donate. No, you got to get rid of it.
Another thing, too, to add that'll help you, Honor, because I understand that in my first years of keeping Passover, I learned to, as I get close to the end of the year on the heathen calendar, like winding down like in October, November, December, my wife starts getting rid of the yeast, and we don't go back to the stores and buy yeast as much, and like now we down real low, and we usually don't have to throw much out. It might be something simple we have to throw away. So it's good that you prepare for this. It's a yearly thing, so you got all year to, when it's wind down, when you're getting close to springtime, to start getting rid of the leaven, eat it, or get rid of it. But a lot of people struggle with that. But like Yahshua said, we doing this for Yahweh, not for ourselves. He said, do it.
We got somebody else. We got more questions, right?
It say, what about how season in Africa, spring starts in September, but in America it starts in March?
Well,
should we be going by African seasons?
Why would we do that? We got, when Israel is where the whole entire Bible is situated, around the land of Israel. It's a lot of interaction going on with Israel and Africa, of course. Absolutely, it's a lot of interaction going on. But we're not African. We Israelites. And so our new year starts, another purpose of this teaching, in March, April, because our months interlap. March, April is the first month of the year, even in the land of Israel. Y'all can check it. We got Israelites over there right now. We also got Israelites that's in the land of Africa, over in Nigeria, over in Ghana, and all those places. They've been following the same calendar for thousands of years uninterrupted. I know, because I fellowship with them. I'm not vain enough to believe or to try to share with y'all a lot of the teachings that people have made up over here in America. They haven't interacted with the people in the ancient world that have kept our history intact.
Mm-hmm.
I have, and I encourage y'all to do the same thing. We talked with Brother Remy. We talked to Brother Dan. We got live interviews. We talked to Rabbi Demoda. We talked to people that are over there, that's been practicing this way forever. Yep. And they all agree. We got all the videos in our library. Go look at special guest interviews in Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology on YouTube. Now, it's not, we don't follow the how they do their seasons over there. We follow what our teachings, the Torah, tell us, and that's that our New Year starts around March, April. In fact, Abayah means springtime. Or Abib, as y'all call it.
Definitely over in Africa, the Israelites over in Africa, they base everything off of Israel as well. And you'll see them post, well, you might not be friends, but we'll repost some of their stuff. They keep Passover around the same time we do. They don't keep it in September, October.
That
I can't
September,
speak for
October.
I can't speak for every Israelite over in Africa, but the Israelites we know, they keep it the same date we on.
Also, September, October, that is the 7th month on the Hebrew calendar. You'll notice I did a teaching to explain the difference between the agricultural calendar that's being spoken about in Leviticus chapter 25, I think it is, when they talk about the Jubilees and all that stuff. That's the agricultural year. The thing that's hindering our people a lot is that and I mean that's Leviticus chapter 25. The thing that's hindering our people a lot is that we got people teaching that shouldn't be teaching. And there's no knock on it. It's just a fact. And so because they are not accustomed to our culture and customs, they don't know our culture and customs because they're trying to figure these things out based off a Gentile translation of Hebrew people without conversing with none of the people that's actually over there in the land.
Oh yeah, something just came to me. Go ahead, Yashia.
No, I had to say that because I want to get to the next question. But you got something. Go ahead.
Yeah, you talking about, and somebody look this up for me real quick. I think you're talking about South Africa in September because in Nigeria, West Africa, if I'm mistaken, is spring is around the same time it is here. Can somebody just Google that real quick?
What you need? What you
When
need,
is
Elder?
springtime? When is springtime in South Africa, and then
Okay.
when is springtime in Nigeria?
Yeah, the time that he's saying is that's
Yeah, I
our
think it's
agricultural.
if I'm mistaken because Nigeria is West Africa, and I believe I don't want to stand on
You
all
was
West
right.
Africa.
You was
Say
right,
it again?
Elder. You was right. In South Africa, September 22nd. Now let me look up Nigeria.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
it
ain't
said
playing no game.
Monday, September 22nd, 2025. Sunday, December 21st, 2025. This is South Africa. Now let me look up Nigeria.
They ain't playing no games in this chat.
I think the climate
The elder
change.
was right. March.
Yeah, so in West
March.
Africa, they definitely should be on the same page as us. That I
Yep.
can't speak for South Africa.
Yep.
we might have a hookup with some of the people, some of the Israelites over in South Africa. Well, I know we got it with one, a couple over there. We talked to Ron, but it's some people that's been over there for a while. That's interesting. I'm gonna put some feelers out there and find out how they do that.
That's on a whole different coast though of Africa. People gotta remember Africa is bigger than what the
It
map
is.
is like.
Yeah. It's humongous.
That's a different climate and I'm willing to say probably a whole different time zone. So that's probably why their season is different than Nigeria. We know Nigeria is West Africa. That's where we was at. We wasn't in South Africa. We might have migrated later. We come from West Africa.
That's facts. That's
That's
facts.
where the Inquisition. That's where we got dropped off at, according to most of the historians.
Springtime. That's why Remy and them. You see Remy and them keeping Passover in the springtime. Yeah.
We got something about the Ethiopian Bible now.
Yeah. Ann said, "Can the elders obtain a copy of the Ethiopian Bible and use it for a calendar days because it's old?"
When we got Ethiopian Bibles, the Ethiopian Bible, it pretty much say the same thing as the English, the King James Bible, pretty much. They just got other writings in there that's not in the. They got Jubilees, they got Enoch, they got other stuff that's in their Bible that's not in the Bible over here in America, and that Bible is older. So I don't understand what are we parsing it for? Because they calendar days again. They over there, the philosophers, it's groups over there in Ethiopia that say that they're Israelites. So all of us should be basically on the same calendar. But I didn't see. I've never read nothing in the Ethiopian calendar per se that would give us a different teaching about the calendar.
I never seen a calendar. I got an Ethiopian Bible right here. I never seen a calendar in the Ethiopian Bible.
Yeah,
If
I
it
done
is,
read that
you can share that with us, brother, because I might need to go back and look at it myself. So I don't want to stand on it like I'm right, because I got one here and I've been through it a few times, but I could have missed it. So if you do,
we could have missed it.
now we got to be careful too. I will say this: you have to get, because there's different versions of the Ethiopian Bible. Some of them got books in there like Jasher and a few other books. But in the original Ethiopian text, which I got, it doesn't have those extra books. And those books might have calendars in it. I don't know. But it does have Jubilees, Enoch, and it's the 88 books. And I have the original, not the actual text, but the original copies of the Ethiopian Bible. So, yeah, but share that with me. Share that with us if you know of the calendar, because definitely it would be interesting to look at.
And when y'all reading all these books, eat the meat, spit out the bones. You got to know what you properly cross-examining with all of this stuff. We got any more?
Yeah, Oracle say I would have to be moved sincerely by the spirit. Racism is something that continually perpetrated by other races, and our people are always being overly loving. I am not going out of my way.
I can concur with that to a very large degree, but I know this for a fact. We would be hard pressed to I'm saying us, to watch somebody's car flip over and we see a woman that ain't one of us and a child, 2 kids in the car, and we don't try to assist in helping them get out of that car. I couldn't, as bad as our people have deteriorated to, I refuse to believe that somebody that is involved with the truth would not become involved with trying to secure those people's safety from a car that might be on the verge of something horrific happening. Now, sitting down, running the dinner, and all that, I get it. It's sometimes you look at stuff and you see stuff that's happened before, and you're not. But we not inherently wicked people that or to do stuff like that. So I don't think that. I think that we got to think all life is special. Now, unless because we see things, you got groups that hate us simply because of how we of our skin color. They hate us. So now you got to be careful, because if it was those people you're dealing with, just call the fire department, call the ambulance. But because if you try to help them, they might try to pull you in the car to blow up with them. Who knows? So it's of course everything, but 2025, I think it's to get a little bit better. I would hope. But the way that we move is still got to be different. We got to be able to endure more. We just got to move right.
Big salute to you, Brother Jay. Brother Jay said Ethiopia is in the year 2017.
I wonder why they so far behind what this date is over here. Did you tell us that for a reason, brother? I don't even I wasn't even aware of that. But I'm wondering why they so far behind what these people over here in America got. Just curious.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. Did you, Barry Walker? I didn't know that one.
No, I never heard that before. I don't know. I ain't gonna speak on it either, because I don't
know easy it is to say you don't know something.
I don't know if you fact the truth right there. I don't know.
We don't know nothing. This is something new right here.
That's how we do over here. If we don't know, we just ain't gonna speak on it until we do some research. But
Uncommon Woman, I read my teacher had told me a few years back. I never checked to see that it was a Bible called the New Jerusalem Bible. I think I read something about that, but I have not physically seen it myself.
My sister Oracle.
Huh?
I'm laughing at Oracle. She said, she said the sad thing is if the car flipped over in the water, even if black people call the police, they'll probably try to blame us for pushing them in there or
Hey,
causing the accident.
Oracle, I'll tell you my story one day. I agree with you. They don't man putting you away for something you ain't do. I tell you that. I agree with you. We got a lot of reasons to be angry.
Yeah, I understand where Oracle coming from. And like Elder Yashaya just said, the last part, we are not inherently wicked people, because I'm gonna just keep it real. You know, we had a picnic. My uncle who named me, his birthday. At that time, we had it at Herman Park out here in Houston, Texas. I saw some Caucasian people that was homeless. I didn't see the skin color. I just saw people hungry. Now, of course, you know, you see the skin color, but I'm saying, and I was an Israelite at the time too. I was like fairly newly coming in. I was a babe. And I saw them sitting under a tree. They looked at hungry. I just made them a plate and gave both of them the plate. So, you know, that's just the way I was raised. But coming into this walk, a lot of our people are taught hatred. Look, you got a right to be upset with what happened. But that first 400 years, I don't blame nobody for that. Anything after that, they forward the affliction, you got a right to be angry. But what our ancestors did to get us in this predicament, that first 400, I can't blame nobody for that. I got to look myself in the mirror and just change my ways and become better. But anything after that first 400, man, you know, they did some things the Most High didn't want them to do. He didn't tell them to do some of these things they have been doing. But then also, I got to look at, he told my ancestor did something he most certainly didn't want them to do. And look where we at today. This didn't have to happen, people. We could be at home right now, enjoying our land, but our ancestors had other plans. And by their other plans, look where we at. You know, look where we at. You either going to do it his way, like Elder Yashaya say, you going to do it his way, or you going to do it your way, but your way ain't going to get you nowhere. But right here where we at today, captivity. And it ain't the captivity your ancestors went to, because you got so much breathing room. If you say you in a hard bondage, you lying, man. This ain't a hard bondage for you. You can go right now and go take your wife out to eat, enjoy some good music, and go home and watch Netflix. Your ancestors couldn't do none of that. You got off days. You don't work all day. They did. And they didn't get paid nothing. You get a nice check. Some of y'all got degrees making good money. They didn't get to enjoy none of that. So this ain't no hard bondage for us. I got to keep it real. I got a lot of breathing room. Got a nice little good life that the Most High blessed me with. I'm not in no hard bondage, man. I don't see it that way. And I don't feel like I'm under the curses when I came back to Yah. The curse has been removed because he opened doors now.
Oh, yeah.
By obedience. So y'all got to stop that. Oh, when we come back to Yah, we still under curses. Man, you can curse yourself. I believe
ain't nothing no curse.
I believe when we start to be obedient and come back and do things the way he wanted our ancestors to do, man, I ain't under no curses, bro. As a whole, you can say, hey, he put the Deuteronomy 28 on us. But I have tried my best to come back and walk right. And I just don't feel like I'm under curses. This man opening doors, man. How can I be cursed? He opening doors.
Hey, Oracle funny.
Yeah, Arca don't play. My sister don't play, man. But Elder Barawak, do you feel like Elder Yashia and Elder Barawak, do you feel like y'all in hard bondage and under curses still when you're walking in obedience?
Absolutely not.
There you go. Just saying, people. We got to really examine what we saying, because Israelites are teaching other Israelites to be fold the child of hell than themselves, man. Dude, y'all sitting up here want to kill everybody, and then y'all lie and say y'all hate everybody. You know that's a lie. Stop it.
Okay, Judah.
Talk to me.
I'm gonna send you a book list to post over here on your show.
Okay.
I done read a lot. We done read a lot of books, right? About slavery over here in America. Some of the most in the things that stick to my head from reading all these books about our history, the slaves almost unanimously said that the worst part of the day was when they hear that bell ringing in the morning to get them up, and they got to get out in the fields.
Yep.
They tied people to horses and whipped the horses and pull them. We ain't. You have to at nighttime. You can't sleep because you don't know when the Klan gonna come. And Texas got a big part of that history too.
Sure do.
This was happening to us everywhere. That's why, for the life of me, I can't fathom why we won't stick together. It's just it defies comprehension. But you know why I like your platform, K Doodle? Because everybody over here, like your moderators and stuff, they all on the same page. They greet each other. It's warm over here. Don't know who want to go somewhere where all you hearing is hate. People say they came over here to learn. I know we got a right to be angry.
Yeah.
But don't nobody want to be sitting around that mess up, man. We trying to live. I want to be happy. Don't make no sense. You gotta read. We gotta read what really happened. I'm gonna send y'all a list and see if y'all think we under bondage. Now we ain't going through nothing. Now they suffered so we can get to this point. A lot of people say Dr. King was weak. Well, I mean, you know, they gonna talk about everybody. I know one thing, they didn't spit in my face and beat me and do all that to me. They did it to him. He been through it. Sometimes we gotta take ourselves there.
Yeah. But like I say, Oracle, hey, we talk about this all the time about the willingness of how nations go out their way and continue to cause these problems with us. So that cause us to become distant. And like you say, Elder Yashia, most of our people, we work. We don't have time to be doing the things that most people say we doing. Most of our people got a job. You know, they paying bills and, you know, trying to sustain life for their families. So we don't have time to be out here bothering people and going out our way. But a lot of these people do. And that caused us to want to remove ourselves from these people company. But this where I separate that from. I deal with individuals as individuals. So if you don't got a problem with my people, I don't got a problem with you. Like you look at these neo-Nazis, white nationalists, you know, these militia groups going out their way, going into our community, man, ain't no love for them people. I don't got no love for people like that because they want to harm us. But the people that don't got no problem with us, I ain't got no problem with them. That's it. But the ones that want to harm us and do us harm, we should not be sitting up here trying to mingle with everybody just for the sake of saying we good people. We got to use discernment. Because some of these people, you saw what just happened to them two twin brothers, right?
Yeah, that was horrible.
That was horrible, y'all. So Oracle, yeah, my sister on point when she say we have to be cautious and careful. And the other side of what Elder Yashia saying is that some of our brothers who teaching, they just hate everybody. They don't give nobody a chance. They don't even give nobody a chance to say, brother, I want to learn. I want to come under the banner of your Elohim. No, you a peckerwood cracker heathen. This ain't for you. You can't be saved. Nothing. I mean, they don't want nobody. But then when you ask them what you was chosen for, oh, we was chosen to teach you. Just Israel. What kind of sense that make you only supposed to teach Israel when Israel is the kingdom of priests? So that means you're supposed to teach other people about your Elohim and you're supposed to walk in the spirit of your Elohim so they can come to your Elohim. Not you just teaching Israel. It don't make no sense. Make it make sense, man. I'm not walking around with that type of hatred. It takes too much energy to wake up every day with hate on your heart and your mind. You're going to get old and raggedy real fast.
Yep. Agreed. Huh.
But I understand what both of y'all coming from. We just have to use discernment. Not everybody trying to kill black people. But I still understand. You don't want to deal with these folk. I got neighbors that don't look like me. Y'all told me that Israel is only my neighbor. That ain't true. Man, I got a neighbor next door to me. This man so kind and respectful. He don't look like me. He not my neighbor. Stop it. Use common sense. The man is my neighbor, bruh. I'm supposed to treat him the way I want to be treated. I don't supposed to look at him and say, oh, man, he ain't Israel, so he ain't my neighbor. So I'm going to disrespect the man. Come on, stop it, man. The man is my neighbor, bruh. The man go out his way to be like, hey, you good? You need anything? Man don't got to do that. Every time we see each other, it's nothing but respect. How you doing today? Ask me how I'm doing. You know, if he going to the store, the man, come on, y'all. Keep it real. Whoever you live by, the people is your neighbor. You supposed to treat your neighbor like yourself. But because they don't look like you, your Israelite brother gonna tell you that is not your neighbor. This stuff just sad, man.
Wow,
man. Do anybody have any other questions? You know. Hold on. Let me see. This the Christian church. I'm trying to understand what you mean, Brother Jay. This the Christian church. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I would like to know that too. Ancient Christian church, maybe?
Right.
Are you calling us the Christian church, my brother?
Yeah, I'm trying to see where he's going with that, because
he might be talking about something that was said and saying.
Yeah, probably talking about something that was said. Because one thing I know about Israel, Elder Barawak, if you don't think like them and you don't want to be full of hate, you a sellout, you a coon, you know, just stupid stuff, you know, stuff that should just roll up off our shoulder, because none of these people don't know these people they be talking. You ain't never met me, Elder Barawak, Elder Yashia. You'll probably never meet us in this life. So the stuff people say, just let it rub off your shoulder. These people don't know us. I don't want to walk around with hate, and I don't want to hate nobody just for the sake of you telling me to hate everybody. That's what you want to do, you do it. I'm not doing it. That's dumb. My mama ain't raised me like that.
Not at all.
But you know, I'm just trying to see if anybody got any other questions. I'm just trying to see. But one thing I will say before we get off of here, this awakening, it has broke many spirits. It has broke many hearts. Because a lot of brothers and sisters left the Christian church because they was looking for a sanctuary. They was looking for a place like Goshen where they can come in and find peace and pasture, you know, among brothers and sisters. Man, it is not what you thought it was. And I'm sorry that y'all got to witness this. This is an abomination before Yah. Not the awakening, but some of the people that's in the awakening. These people is an abomination before Yah. This man said that we have profaned his name among the heathen, right? Your brothers that are teaching you, they are making Yah look like a terrorist. He hate everybody. He hate his daughters. I mean, this is crazy. Abominable doctrines are being spread. We won't get on track until Yahshua come. I'm telling you. That's why he say he gonna cast out the rebels, people. This man is gonna leave rebels alive just to bring you into the wilderness and make an example out of you. A lot of your brothers y'all think gonna make it. He's going to purge these Negroes out because they have caused many offenses to his name in this awakening. All these abominable doctrines come by way of those leaders that y'all set up and call your leaders. Thank God for elders like Elder Barawak and Elder Yashia, Elder Bro Marlin and Elder Brother Bowie. You know, elders in the community teaching the people right and guiding us to, you know, new information, history, profound doctrines that we, you know, just beautiful things going on with some of the elders in the community. But man, a lot of these elders, wow, man, I just can't believe what I'm seeing, man. It's sad. It's despicable, man. It's despicable, people.
Yeah,
Separate
they
yourself.
try. Sure is.
Yeah, Elder Yashia, but I don't think nobody have any more questions. They just talking amongst each other in the chat. Uncommon Woman said, I was taught anyone you come into contact with is your neighbor, not just people that live next to you or those you work with. Uncommon Woman, you better not go tell them that. They're gonna call you a wicked woman and you don't know what you're talking about and you need to be quiet, and they're gonna bring 2 Timothy on you. I suffer not a woman to teach.
All the women teaching in the Bible? Wow.
Oh, they say ain't no women teaching in the Bible. They said that when the boy was a judge, she really wasn't the one that was judging, it was her husband, even though it say the boy was the judge. They just turned the scripture upside down and lied on the scripture just because they got a problem with their sisters.
Well, you know they got. We don't need Deborah. She ain't the only woman in the Bible.
Talk to me.
Look at Acts 18 real quick. Let's just look at. Phoebe was a deacon in the church. She kept her mouth shut too. Huh. Give y'all this. We're gonna leave with this.
We got Judith, who corrected the priest for talking crazy, talking about selling the land. And nobody told her to shut up. They told her from the time you opened your mouth, we knew you had wisdom. Who gave her that wisdom?
Bill Watt, you turning now?
I gotta pull it back up. Give me a minute.
Yeah, but while Elder Barrel Watt getting that family, we pray y'all got some understanding. Thank the Most High Yah for Elder Barrel Watt, Elder Yashia coming over on the Sabbaths to give y'all this great information, people. That you can put in your archives and study and get understanding of these things. But if I was y'all, separate yourself from all appearance of evil. I don't care if they look like your family. Separate yourself from all appearance of evil and don't get caught up in another man's sins, because if you know to do right and you do wrong, you gonna get punished for the wrong that you know somebody else doing, and you won't say nothing because you scared. You gonna get punished too. What verse you want, Elder Yashia?
That's yeah. You said Acts 18.
I had my phone. I had my. It was muted. Around verse 18.
This is Acts chapter 18
Wait a
and
minute,
verse
hold
18.
up. That ain't it. Hold
Okay.
up. Looking for. Let me see.
Oh, you talking about
24 down, I think, Bear. Well, scroll some more.
Okay.
Let me see.
There go Aquila and her husband.
Yeah, Aquila and Priscilla. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that 24 down.
There you go. This is Acts chapter 18 and verse 24 on down. And it reads, and a certain Jew named Apollos, born at Alexandria, an eloquent man and mighty in the scriptures, came to Ephesus. This man was instructed in the way of our Elohim, and being fervent in the spirit, he spake and taught diligently the things of our Elohim, knowing only the baptism of John.
So he was limited. He only knew about the one part of the gospel, right? Watch this.
Mm-hmm. And he began to speak boldly in the synagogues, whom when Aquila and Priscilla.
Oh, and who?
And who? Priscilla.
Go ahead.
Had heard, they took him unto them.
Oh, who took him?
They took him.
They took him. So the woman was helping her husband. So it's a husband-wife ministry. The woman ministry. Hold up, keep reading. Let's see.
Aquila and Priscilla had heard, they took him unto them and expounded unto him.
Who expounded? Who is it still the they that's expounded?
It said they.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just making sure because I don't want nobody to say we making up nothing.
They took him unto them and expounded unto him the way of our Elohim more perfectly.
So they gave him a little more wisdom and knowledge in the teachings.
Absolutely.
The husband and his wife, right?
Facts.
So now let me ask y'all this. Does it seem like if we rightfully divide the word of truth, it's lawful or it's proper for a woman to teach if she's in tandem, just like Deborah in Judges, with a male? Do it seem like that? Because, and then sometimes we got to look at it like this as well. All these guys talking about a woman can't teach them nothing, shut up, be quiet. So your grandmama and mama never, your aunt, none of them never taught you nothing.
My mama taught me the whole foundation of scripture. It was my
the
mama.
whole spiel. But they say they ain't never, a woman can't say. I don't understand what type of, they couldn't be no Israelite if your mama and your grandmama ain't taught you nothing. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It say Lord's name taught Timothy.
Sure did. Yep.
Why they getting all this stuff? I mean, our point been made, man. It's a lot. If somebody try to challenge us with this, we can go live about it.
Sure can.
We got a whole lot of scriptures with that. We'll go live about that quick. I ain't got nothing else, K. Judy.
I don't got nothing else either. Elder Barrel Walk, anything you want to add before we get up out of here? I don't have nothing to say either. I think we didn't say it all what we need to say.
That's your buddy right there, Barrel Walk. Y'all real close, ain't y'all? These guys, man, y'all just don't know what I go through, man.
Elder Barrel Walk.
Yeah, he's something else, man.
Anything you want to add, Elder?
Yeah, I agree with what y'all saying but to sit over a ministry, to be sitting over a ministry of men and women to lead a congregation, I don't think a woman can teach like that. I believe I learned from my wife, but I don't believe that a woman can lead a whole congregation of men and women as the head minister or moray of a congregation.
Right.
Yeah.
The worst part is some of these people that saying this say they don't believe in the New Testament, but they're using New Testament scriptures to substantiate their argument. Mm-hmm. That don't make sense.
I don't understand that, Sister Eve. Like I'm puzzled by that. Even though it's still wrong, but that's an oxymoron. They would tell us to separate from all nations of other people. Don't deal with them. Don't have no communication with them. But then they'll turn around and have the same people that's in the camp. So they'll say they hate Ham and they hate Caucasian people. But then they'll have a Caucasian man standing right there and say, this is my brother and I love him. So that means you do love Caucasian people and you should. Y'all are crazy. I don't understand these people, man. It doesn't make any sense to, you're going to hate Caucasian people, then you're going to have one of their sons standing right there next to you and you're going to say you love him. He's an Israelite, but then you're going to say you hate his daddy and his mama. Like, make it make sense, man. We don't like nobody that's not Black, Hispanics, Mexicans, and Native Americans. But then when they leave y'all camp, the first thing y'all do is say Conquistador or wetback. Y'all are crazy. I'm sorry. This is some of the most, I would have never thought in my 14 years going into this walk that I would be seeing some of these things. I was deceived, boy. It was sweet like honey going down my mouth. But boy, when I started to realize what it's really about, it was bitter. It's still sweet. But boy, it's better a little bit too. Because some of these things I'm seeing, man, it's giving y'all a bad name. People running from their nationality. I don't want to be no Hebrew Israelite. I'm going to be a Christian. I'm going back to church. Yep. But I don't got nothing else, man. If that's it, family, we thank y'all. We love y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Shalom. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. I pray y'all enjoy y'all Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. I pray everybody should enjoy their Shabbat Shalom. Peace to the whole nation of Israel. I just say the whole nation. The Most High, he'll separate the wheat and the tares. I pray for the whole nation. I don't like to divide the nation. I just say peace to the whole nation. If you not right, you're going to get dealt with the wrong. If you not walking right, the wrong that you do, you're going to pay for it. We all going to pay for the wrong we do. But a lot of us, we don't want to do wrong because we scared of y'all. We know what'll happen. But some of y'all just blankly doing wrong, and you don't even care. You're deceiving people. You're lying to your brothers and sisters. You're walking around with hatred and vitriol, and you just causing stumbling blocks. You lying, talking about we don't supposed to teach nobody but Israel. And then when we ask you, well, who the Gentiles, you say them Israelite. Y'all even teach lies that Cornelius is an Israelite. And Peter said, it is not meet to come to one of another nation. And y'all still lie and say that man was an Israelite. When Peter just told you he was of another nation. And it is not meet for me to come unto one of another nation. And y'all still say that was an Israelite. Of another nation. Oh, well, he was dwelling in another. No, he said he was of another nation.
Yeah. And he wasn't at the Feast of Weeks in Acts 2.
Talk to me, man.
He wasn't even there. He was 60 miles from Jerusalem. 90 miles from Jerusalem.
But that's it, man. That's all we got. Big salute to the elders, man. Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology. Big salute to the CUC family, my FOPE family, and all our beloved brothers and sisters in the chat. And we end with this, family.
Yeah. Better days, I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams, that's when they out it. Your own blood. Ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win, we know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry, can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul bony. But you gon' work and you gon' strive, do what it takes to survive. What is truth, what is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake, they don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise, keep that between you and I. You realize some people you gon' let go, you visualize the things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. Wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
the words of my beloved sister August Dreams. Thank y'all for coming to the Lions Den with the Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology family, the CUC family, the FOPE family, and now my beloved brothers and sisters in the chat. Let's get it. And your brother K. Judah and Elder Yashiyah and Elder Beryl Watt want to say, Shalom to the mighty nation of Israel. Praise be to Yah and faith in Yahshua HaMashiach, our King. Salute, family.